Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Fighting Code TV. Today we're going to be talking about coaches and master instructors and the tournament surrounding. And we're going to be talking about traditional Taekwondo that is still applied today. Stay tuned. Hey guys, just a fair warning, some of you may like or may not like what I have to say today, but it is coming from the heart, and if the shoe fit, oh well, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. So what I want to talk about today is that I've been doing Taekwondo for the last 30 years. I've been going to tournaments since I was 5 till now, as a competitor, as a coach, as a spectator, as an instructor and master instructor, and I'm not the best coach out there, and I'm not the coach that's been to more tournaments than everybody else. I have coached internationally, I have coached some big tournaments, but I have not coached World Championship. I have not coached at an Olympic level. So I'm just going to tell you from my opinion from what I've seen about coaches and master instructors etiquette at a tournament. Number one, whatever the tournament director decides, that's what the tournament director decides. If the tournament director is hosting a tournament and he has these rules, A, B, C, and D, you gotta follow those rules, A, B, C, and D. 99.9% of the time, any local tournament that I've been to, the referees will put the rules on a piece of paper, in the email, they'll mail it, and whatever, and they will say, these are the rules. They will say modified AAU rules or modified USAT rules. It is your job as a coach, as a master instructor, to read those rules. If you don't like the rules, don't go to the tournament. That's simple. You won't believe how many times I've seen people, master instructors and coaches, get up into the director's face or even to the referee's faces and just yell at them and say, these aren't the rules, these aren't the rules. Actually, they are the rules because they're the rules that they were provided with. So, as a coach, as a master instructor, it is your job to make sure you are on pace, on track with the rules for that local tournament. Now, if it's an AAU or USAT tournament, if it is a station body tournament, you have to know the rules because those guys won't cut you any slack. Trust me, I know. I've gotten presented a yellow card because I got into the referee's face. Shame on me. I shouldn't have done that. It wasn't because I didn't know the rules. It's because I disagreed with the call. And long story short, I was wrong. At the end of the day, I don't know. I might have been right. I don't know. I was wrong. I was right. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I shouldn't have yelled at the referee. But we'll talk about that later. Right now, when you go to a tournament, be prepared. Check your ego, guys. Stop flexing. Nobody cares. I don't care, honestly. No disrespect. If you're a 7th degree, 8th degree, 9th degree, 5th degree, doesn't matter what degree, instructor you are, master instructor, I will always respect you, no matter what. I will respect you if you're a white belt or a 9th degree black belt. I got it. But you have to understand, if you're walking into someone else's Taekwondo school, if you're walking to someone else's tournament, that's their tournament, that's their rule, that's their dojo. And I believe as a martial artist, as a Taekwondo practitioner, you have to respect when you walk onto somebody else's floor, you're walking into their floor. You want to walk into somebody else's home and just start yelling at them because they cook chicken parmesan the wrong way. Is that what you're going to do? No, you can't do that. Same thing. Coaches, instructors, check your ego. Stop flexing. Nobody cares at your status at that time. Stop using your status. Stop using who you are to say, hey, I know more than you. Stop it. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear it. Follow the rules. Everybody's got to follow the rules. Whether if it's a Joe Schmo off the street or a 9th degree black belt from ABC Taekwondo, the rules, level playing field, it's all the same. Number 2, and I've been at fault with this, referees, you gotta respect them. Sometimes, I get it, sometimes you're just like, you wanna shake them and you're mad. Texas State Championship last year, I got presented a yellow card. I got heated. I could have probably cool down and not let the anger get the best of me. So I'm not really going to go all into details, but you have to remember, as coaches and master instructors, your students are watching you. And how you act and how you behave, they can see that. So check your attitude, check it. And if you don't like what the referee calls, sometimes you just have to bite our tongue. And I know it's not fair. I know it's not fair. There have been times where I know the rules, I read the rules, I have the rules in my hand, and it's still not by those rules. Sometimes you just have to take a loss, and it sucks. It really sucks, but sometimes you just have to take a loss. And if it's that bad, especially with the local tournament, just don't go. If you know the rules, you don't like the rules, just don't go. Again, we got to, as coaches, as referees, as coaches and master instructors, we got to check our ego, guys. Taekwondo is supposed to be a brotherhood, a sisterhood, where we can all come together and learn from one another. And right now, I see in the sport of Taekwondo, everybody's butting heads. Everybody has such a big ego, nobody wants to share with anybody else. We got to put all of our ego to the side. And isn't that what Taekwondo about? We always wear a white belt. No matter what belt you are, you still wear a white belt. Why? Because you have to have that white belt mentality so you can keep learning. Right? That's what Taekwondo is supposed to be about. We're supposed to be able to learn. And we have to have that same mentality when we go to a tournament. We can't have this mentality that we're better than everybody else. It ruined the flow of the tournament. You set a bad example for your student, and then you set a bad repetition. You set a bad rep for yourself. People will think of you different, and then other tournament directors won't want to invite you. So again, guys, it's hard, but we gotta check our egos. We gotta stop flexing. We gotta stop acting like we're better than everybody else. When we walk into somebody else's tournament, whether you're a white belt, master, you're a coach, you're a student, you're a parent, we all have the same level of playing field. It's hard, and it's really, really hard, because as a coach, we're heavily invested in our student, and we want to make sure nothing goes wrong, and we want the best for our student. But sometimes, like in this world, things just don't go your way. It sucks, but that's just the reality of it. So, does traditional Taekwondo matter anymore? Right now I've been hearing two different kinds of people. We have the Taekwondo player, and we have a Taekwondo fighter. What I believe a Taekwondo player is someone that hasn't really gone through the traditional aspect of Taekwondo. They have fought in different belt levels at tournament. They have moved up the rank, but they haven't really focused and really tried or really cared so much for the poomsae and the forms and the traditional technique, but they just come to competition classes and they do straight competition, no poomsae, nothing else, and they are a Taekwondo player. A Taekwondo fighter is somebody that has actually gone through all the belt levels, that cares about the poomsae, cares about the form, cares about the technique, and ends up being a competitor as well. This is not a debate on who's better, a Taekwondo fighter or a Taekwondo player, but rather, is traditional Taekwondo still important in the world of competition today? In my professional honest opinion, I'm going to say yes, but that depends on the instructor. If the master instructor brings up a student and he just kind of fluffs around on the traditional aspect of Taekwondo, then it can actually, I believe, it can actually harm them when they harm the student when they want to do competition. They're just much better off being a fighting school and not really focused on the traditional aspect of Taekwondo. I do believe if the instructor is 100% invested, emotionally invested in the traditional aspect of Taekwondo, they can bring their student to be a great fighter. For me, I'm a Taekwondo school owner, I'm a master instructor, I'm a coach. What do I do? I am very heavily invested in traditional Taekwondo. At my Taekwondo school, the competition team cannot stay on the competition team if they do not participate in at least 1 or 2 traditional classes a week. So they have to do 4 competition classes and at least they should be doing at least 2 traditional Taekwondo. Why? Well, I personally believe, this is my theory, thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. No, I'm just kidding. No, but my theory is, when I teach Taekwondo, when I do the form, so let's say I do a block here, 1, I don't believe in just showing the move. I don't believe in that. I believe in every move has to be delivered with power, with purpose, with speed, and hit hard. So that way when a student defends himself, he knows that a move is coming. He knows to block really fast. Obviously, we're not going to go out in the street and when somebody punches us, we're going to go like this. And obviously, when we're fighting in the competition, somebody tries to kick us in the head, we're going to block like this. That's not. People would say it's not practical, but I would disagree, because it's not so much that we're going to stand there and do this, but it's just knowing how to do the movement. It's not that we're going to do a punch and stand right there, but it's actually that we punch fast and punch hard because we've been practicing the traditional aspect of it, and we know how to block and we know how to move because we've been hitting it so hard and hitting it so fast. So in my professional opinion, in my honest, humble opinion, I do believe that it is important that a student does know the traditional aspect of Taekwondo and that it can actually help them become a better fighter. Again, I'm not saying that a Taekwondo fighter is better than a Taekwondo player. I do believe, though, a Taekwondo fighter is much more rounded than a Taekwondo player. Also, if you go through the traditional aspect of Taekwondo, it teaches you courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and indomitable spirit. It teaches you respect. Whereas Taekwondo players, they're just competing, they're just learning how to kick, they're learning how to move, they do footwork, it's a different aspect. But then again, it's not to say that you can't teach Taekwondo players courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit, and respect. It's not that you can't teach them, it's just that I honestly believe Taekwondo, the Taekwondo artist, somebody that's invested in Taekwondo, they learn a little bit more about indomitable spirit. They learn a little bit more about perseverance, because especially if some of you old school guys, y'all do know that Taekwondo is not easy, and going through the ranks is not easy. So again, both have its pros and cons. The only, I guess, the cons for someone that's focused so much on the traditional aspect of Taekwondo, they don't dedicate all of their time into competition, and they miss out on certain things to make them become a better fighter. Again, I do believe you have to have a better balance. But yeah, again, traditional Taekwondo is very important in today's Taekwondo. But I would love to hear what you guys think, so leave a comment below. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and stay tuned for next week. See you guys later.